Hello everyone, welcome to the U.S. Immigration News. As we move through 2025, countless families, couples, and professionals around the world are watching their cases move through the National Visa Center, or NVC, hoping for steady progress. Although NVC release weekly reports, but what does the NVC process actually look like as of June 2025? How long does each stage take, and what are real applicants experiencing right now? Today, we follow the lived experiences of people navigating the National Visa Center, or NVC, process this year. Their voices, shared on Reddit, forums, and social media, paint a vivid, honest picture of what it means to wait, worry, and finally move forward. Let's walk through the NVC journey as seen through their eyes. If you are liking this video, please hit the bell button, subscribe, and like it so that you may get updates straight to your smartphone. Now let's get into the video. We begin with the moment of USCIS petition approval, a milestone that brings both relief and a new kind of waiting. Samed, for example, celebrated his fiancée's K-1 approval on May 14, 2025. Only to find himself checking his inbox daily for news from the NVC. By the end of May, with no update in the NVC's website showing they were processing cases from May 20th, he wondered if he should reach out or just keep waiting. His uncertainty is echoed by many others who expect a quick turnaround, only to discover that the transfer from USCIS to NVC can stretch to 60 days or more, despite what the official letters say. Once the case finally lands at the NVC, a new phase of anticipation begins. Some, like Upper Newspaper 1585, find themselves frustrated by the time it takes just to get a case number. After their I-129F petition was approved in February and sent to the Department of State in late March, they expected to hear from the NVC within a week, as others had. But by mid-April, there was still no welcome letter. Only a reply to a public inquiry saying the case was awaiting data entry. This limbo, where applicants know their case is in the system but can't move forward, is a common theme in 2025. Meanwhile, others share stories of smoother transitions. Life to Enjoy, for instance, described a relatively straightforward I-130 process. After filing in September 2024, they received their first notice of action in March 2025, the approval in April, and by May their case was at the NVC with a Manila case number. Now they're simply waiting for the interview, hopeful that the end is in sight. Their experience highlights how, despite the delays, some cases do progress steadily, especially when documents are in order and there are no requests for additional evidence. The document gathering stage is often described as the most stressful. Practical Aardvark 538, who handled their fiancée's I-129F petition without legal help, recalls checking every form and supporting document multiple times before submission. Their diligence paid off. The petition was approved without any requests for more evidence, and the DS-160 process went smoothly, aside from a minor technical glitch booking the interview. They estimate the entire K-1 process will take about 10 months, a timeline that, while longer than hoped, feels manageable thanks to careful preparation. But not everyone's journey is so straightforward. Some applicants, like those in the Montreal consulate thread, detail a series of stops and starts. One couple filed their I-130 in June 2023, received an RFE for a marriage certificate in August 2024, and finally got USCIS approval a week later. The invitation from the NVC came in late August, and they were documentarily qualified by the end of September. Yet it wasn't until January 2025 that they received their interview letter, with the actual interview taking place in March. The relief of finally activating their visa at Niagara Falls in late March was the culmination of nearly 2 years of paperwork, waiting, and uncertainty. For some, the wait for an interview is the hardest part. In Manila, applicants swap stories about how long it takes to get scheduled after becoming documentarily qualified. Some wait just a few months, while others linger in limbo, watching as others move ahead. In Juarez, one applicant detailed a meticulous journey. After marrying a U.S. citizen, filing the I-130, and responding to an RFE, they waited over a year before finally receiving a consular appointment in late November 2024. The process involved 2 separate appointments at the consulate, one for paperwork review and another for the official interview, before finally getting the email to collect their passport in early February 2025. Throughout these stories, a few themes emerge. First, the unpredictability of NVC processing in 2025 is a constant. Even applicants with similar cases and timelines can have vastly different experiences depending on their consulate, the completeness of their documents, and sheer luck. Second, community support is vital. Many turn to Reddit and forums not just for information, but for reassurance that their frustrations are shared. Paint Mindless 4721, for example, posted in May 2025 simply to ask others about their timelines, hoping to find some pattern or comfort in the collective experience. As delays mount, applicants learn to navigate the system more proactively. Many share tips on submitting public inquiries when cases seem stuck, and on double-checking every document to avoid disqualification, notices that can add weeks or months to the process. Some, like Practical Aardvark 538, credit their success to meticulous preparation, while others admit that even the best planning can't always overcome bureaucratic delays. In the end, the NVC journey in 2025 is defined by resilience. For every story of frustration, like waiting weeks for a case number or months for an interview, there are stories of perseverance and eventual success. Applicants celebrate each small victory, from receiving the welcome letter to passing the consular interview, and share their joy with online communities that have supported them through the hardest parts. As we listen to these voices, it becomes clear that the NVC process is more than a set of dates and forms. It's a human story, told in real time by people who are determined to reunite with loved ones or start new lives in the United States. Their experiences, full of setbacks and breakthroughs, offer both caution and hope to those just beginning their own journeys. That's all we have for this bulletin. The U.S. Immigration News Channel provides all necessary visa information and procedures for your U.S. immigration journey. It is important to understand the United States immigration processing steps, visa application requirements, processing times, forms, fees, and more. We will continue to provide all information about U.S. visitor visas, such as B1 and B2, work visas such as L1A, L1B, and H1B, student visas, green cards, immigrant visas, EB1, EB2, EB3, EB4, and EB5, and family immigrant visas. If you haven't already, please subscribe to the U.S. Immigration News Channel. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.